following is a presentation of Real Wise Productions and Comey Media Incorporated.
Somebody just can't keep Eminem's name out his mouth. Next on Mentality. Welcome to another installment of Mentality, where iron sharpens iron in the realm of health, wealth, mental health, entrepreneurship, love, and brotherhood, all from a man's perspective. I am one of the co-hosts of this program, Cole Johnson, aka the mad scientist and EP extraordinaire, and I am joined as always by the other co-host of this program. You know him as Mr. Wize All, Mr. Stuck in My Mind, Mr. Wize in the AM, and of course, Mr. Petty. Your boy and mine, Wize, aka Wize El Jefe. How you doing, my brother?
I am doing very well.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, the longest-serving Senate leader and a colossal figure in Congress, well, he said he's going to step down from leadership in November. The Republican senator from Kentucky, who is 82, announced his decision this past Wednesday in the well of the Senate, telling his colleagues, quote, "I had the honor of representing Kentucky in the Senate longer than anyone else in our state history. I just never could have imagined that happening when I arrived here in 1984 at 42. One of life's most underappreciated talents is to know when it's time to move on to life's next chapter. So I stand before you today to say that this will be my last term as Republican leader of the Senate." Close quote. Now, my question to you, sir, is to you. What does Mitch McConnell's legacy in Washington look like?
Man, I don't care about his legacy. He should have been retired, man. He should be out of office already. What the hell you talking? You 82 years old, man. Why the you still in office? You out of touch with reality, man. His legacy. I don't give a about his legacy. He ain't do for the state of Kentucky. The state of Kentucky is one of the poorest states in the country. What the hell he done for the people of Kentucky? Tell me.
Wow.
His legacy, man. Listen. We talk about the wrong. Listen, I don't care about his legacy. I'm more focused about my legacy. I don't give a about his legacy. He ain't done shit.
Oh my gosh.
It's still one of the poorest states. So how much could he really have done besides load up his pockets? He's a multi-millionaire.
Take, for example, Senator Cynthia Lummis. She said that he was, quote, one of the most effective leaders.
I don't even know who you're talking about. Where's she from?
She's from Wyoming.
You already know how I feel about these Midwestern states. We already know how I feel. We know how I feel about
what a group don't just something to go together.
We know how I feel about the Dakotas. Wyoming, really? What the you do in Wyoming? What? Oh man, please! Y'all need to stop this. He. All right, name somebody else. Who
you
else
also
said
have
something?
well, you also have Lindsey Graham. I mean, you know him. He's a
Really?
senator from South
Lindsey
Carolina.
Graham?
Yeah,
Lindsey Graham?
yeah. He posted on X that the announcement of
X.
McConnell's
He's
retirement
cool. He's
was.
on X now too.
He said his retirement was, quote, a passing of the torch moment, close quote,
To
the
him?
Senate and he.
To
Yeah.
him?
And he also, yes, to him, I guess.
How's
And
Lindsey
he
Graham?
also considered McConnell one of the most effective leaders in the history of the U.S. Senate. So this wasn't from the Dakotas or any Midwestern state. This came from a senator from the South.
Okay. Lindsey Graham. It came from Lindsey Graham.
Right.
That's all I gotta say. Lindsey Graham. Like, what the he done?
A January 6th case against Trump might still go on before Election Day. Despite recent complications, there is still a good chance that the former and possible future president of these United States will be tried on allegations of illegally trying to overturn his 2020 election loss before he faces judgment of voters on Election Day. Legal experts say Trump's efforts, though, to throw one monkey wrench after another in prosecutors' way means that they will be scrambling to bring to trial the separate election interference cases that they have spent years trying to build against the former president in federal court in D.C. and in Georgia. And we know how the one in Georgia is going. The biggest roadblock to getting the federal trial underway was the Supreme Court's decision last week to schedule arguments for the week of the 22nd of April on whether Trump can be prosecuted by special counsel Jack Smith or whether presidential immunity is so absolute that it covers all of his alleged misdeeds while trying to stay in office, as Trump claims. Now, my question to you about that is the following. Do you believe presidential immunity will be awarded Donald Trump before Election Day?
Yes. Yes. Because you have justices on the Supreme Court that we know where their loyalty lies and what
Two-thirds of
agenda
them, yeah.
we know where it's gonna go. So, yes, my answer is yes. He will. They're gonna keep dragging this to the last minute, and I think it's gonna hurt his campaign. But the fact that and he was talking about he's the unifier, but he's not doing such a good job right now.
It's funny you say that word because after his South Carolina win, that's the exact word he used. Quote, I have never seen the Republican Party so unified as right now. Close quote. I get the feeling when he said that it sort of is like a sign of, okay, if you back me, you are unified with the Republican Party. But if you are Republican and you don't back me, then you don't matter. That's the vibe I get.
And that's what's going to cost him.
So there was last week a primary in Michigan. And with 99% of the precincts reporting, the election results are the following. In a city in suburban Detroit, Dearborn, an unofficial tally shows that a majority of Democratic presidential primary voters there, home to a large Arab American and Muslim American community, they chose, quote, uncommitted, close quote, over President Joe Biden after ceasefire activities called for using the ballot box to protest Biden's support of Israel amid its war with Hamas that killed tens of thousands of Palestinians. With 47 of the 48 precincts reporting, The uncommitted vote in Dearborn was 56%, while Biden received only 40, according to results posted on the city clerk's website. Now, Biden won Dearborn handily back in November of 2020. Now, my question to you about that is this. What does the uncommitted choice in a Detroit suburb city say about President Joe Biden's chances of winning in November?
The fact that they might just hate Trump a little bit more than they hate his sleepy ass.
We're just getting started. Mentality will return. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts. Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street y'all done had problems, maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Welcome back to Mentality, where this is the place created for all men. With Wize and Cole, I am Cole Johnson. And we've forgone last week doing this, but we're returning it this week. The return of Celebrity Style. Finally, the millions and millions of The Rock's fans and other catchphrases are all now belonging to Dwayne The Rock Johnson now. And I don't mean belong to him in terms of it originated from his mind. I mean he gets money if any of us uses it. The former WWE wrestler owns the trademark rights and intellectual property rights to his stage name, The Rock. And he still goes by that even to this moment, as you saw him reappear on WWE television this past month and even this past weekend. TKO Group Holdings, the company that owns WWE now, gave Johnson the rights to the moniker as well as a number of nicknames and iconic catchphrases from his time in the ring. The filing comes after the Black Adam star joined the company's board of directors in February, granting him ownership over what the company calls Rock IP. Rock IP means any and all intellectual property rights throughout the world at any time, owned by the TKO Group parties or any of their respective affiliates. That is what the filing said. Now, you are a wrestling fan like I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I get the feeling that you were a Rock fan like I was too. So let's have a little fun, shall we? What are your favorite rock catchphrases?
Of course, it doesn't matter
Hmm.
is one of them.
Yeah.
Take the son, spit it, turn turn it sideways and shove it up.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Take whatever, shine it up real nice. Turn
yeah,
that something sideways and stick it straight up somebody's behind. Yeah.
and bad,
Mhm.
yeah. Of course, if you smell,
Right. Yeah.
um,
The go home phrase. Yes.
there's so many though. Like he
There are
is
so many.
one of them that has so many catchphrases. Like that was one of his things was the promos. Like
Yeah.
his promos were crazy.
Hmm. Yeah. You wanted to see you wanted to see him. There was times I think you wanted to see him more with the mic than actually wrestling because you really were with bated breath waiting with what he was going to come up with saying next. The dude is business savvy. That's the one thing you definitely can say about him. But
Yeah.
obviously, he did not get his big fame just from wrestling. When he had his star turn, being the lead in Scorpion King, that pretty much set his course to where it is now, where he became, with a string of movies, the biggest name in terms of box office numbers in today's Hollywood. So, what are your favorite movies from The Rock?
Of course, the one that started it all, Scorpion King.
Mhm.
Um, the one, what is it? He did with the kid from American Pie.
Shoot.
Runaway. What is it? Runaway? Oh, man.
Standing Tall?
No, I like Standing
Walk,
Tall.
walk,
No,
walk tall. Walk tall. I'm sorry.
they walk. I like that one, but no. Where what's the guy's name? He plays Stifler on in American Pie,
Mm, yeah.
and he's the son of some boss, some mob boss or whatever. And he has to go get him
Mhm.
in South America or something.
Oh, I know the movie you're talking about. I'm
The
seeing the
rundown,
movie
the
too.
rundown,
The
the
rundown. That's it.
rundown,
I was
rundown.
I was seeing the movie and I couldn't think of the title to save my
Yeah,
life. Yeah.
the rundown. That's one of my favorites.
Mhm.
Uh, one of my favorite roles from him though, which was funny, was in the Get Shorty
Okay.
sequel.
Yeah, Get Carter. Yeah.
Yeah, not Get Carter. It wasn't Get Carter. It was
It was.
Get
It wasn't Get
Carter's
Carter.
Sylvester Stallone. That's what Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember. Anyway,
Mhm.
yeah, and
Mhm.
lately they've been sucking though. Oh, I like.
Oh,
Oh,
I
I
agree.
like. I like. What is it? Thing and Hobbs.
Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one.
I like that movie too. Let me see. Probably my favorite movie he's done is probably San Andreas. That probably was my favorite one he did. Now, my favorite role he's ever done, definitely when he was definitely when he was sort of like a player agent or player rep in
Oh,
Ballers.
okay.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite role he ever played.
Ballers. Isn't that Ballers?
Yeah, Ballers. Yeah, that's probably my favorite role he's ever played. But my favorite movie that he's ever been in would probably be San Andreas, followed by Hobbs and Shaw, and followed by um, there's a Netflix movie with him, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot, Red Notice.
Red Notice. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
So we've had The Rock re-enter all of our lives this past month, as now he has inserted himself into all things main event WrestleMania 40, along with actually having the big time announcement of him being on the company that owns WWE's board of directors. And of course, there was a lot of, mm, I won't necessarily say controversy, I'll say a lot of focus toward the role he was playing in interjecting himself in said main event between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Now, WrestleMania is 5 weeks or so away. What role do you see him playing when it comes to the WrestleMania 40 main event?
I don't know. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give it away. What my plan? What I think is gonna happen? Like, we all know we're both huge wrestling fans. I once in a while appear on Monarchs of Wrestling. Shout out to Cool McCain and Playmaker. They
That's
have a
right.
great show there. So tune into Monarchs of Wrestling. It's a fantastic show. They
Yes, sir.
definitely know their stuff about they wrestling. They definitely know wrestling, and
No
Cool
question.
definitely knows cakes. So
Oh, yes, he does. And I do like his tasting cakes.
yes.
Oh my. But yes, shout out to Playmaker, shout out to Cool McCain. Love them brothers, definitely. So you don't want to give it away. Okay. Well, no, and
I
then
don't want to give it away.
now that's The Rock in character. The Rock out of character, and I mentioned it just a few moments ago, did something important in being one of the board of directors of the parent company of WWE, TKO Group Holdings.
Yeah.
Now, of course, they'll preside over not just WWE, but a lot of UFC events and a lot of other MMA events, and probably even some boxing events too. How important is The Rock being on the TKO Group Holdings board of directors?
It's not important to me. It's important to him. Like, all right. So we. It's inspirational to see someone like him in that position.
Right.
Yes, but that's as far as it goes. Like, is he gonna be? It's all about money. It's all about clout and gaining. Like, this is a power. He's in the big business now. Like, this is he's a brand. He's the entity that's worth billions of dollars.
Mhm. Yeah. That's what should tell you how big of a move it was. And like I said, divorcing the fan part of it and just looking at it from just the
Business
man
side.
part,
Yeah,
just
just
the
from the
business.
business side of it. Yeah. It's a great move by TKO.
It is.
Because now you got that name recognition or the Rock is sitting on the board of TKO. He's so successful. He's got the UFL. He's got
Mm-hmm.
my man is a businessman. He's just a
Yeah.
shrewd move.
Yeah.
Shout out to The Rock, man. Keep doing what you're
Yeah.
doing, bro.
Yeah. And really the reason why I wanted to talk about him on this show is the fact that here this guy, he's now 51 to be 52 in early May. And it just goes to show if you move with integrity and if you build on the brand, because this guy started and he named his production company what he started out with
$7.
$7. So he had $7 to his name when he was in the CFL, and to come from that to being the big name that he is now, which is now almost 30 years later, it should tell all of us that it's never too late to start, and that it is definitely never too soon to build on what you find is something that you find valuable. And I think that is a testament to him and the team that he has surrounded himself with and built around.
And it's amazing, right? Because even now, right, with the way technology is and the way media is now, it's different game. It's like social media, YouTube, all these platforms have made mainstream media irrelevant.
If you smile, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Mentality will be back in 2 and 2. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying, but this is also an option.
Wize El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wize El Jefe. Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure. Are you looking for something to do on your lunch break? Well, there's a show on the BS3 Network that has only 4 words to say to you.
We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all. We ready. We ready.
The Lunch Break with AJ, powered by JM&E. Live weekdays at noon Central.
Welcome back to Mentality, where men are men and not machines. With Wize and Cole, I am Cole Johnson. And this day, or I should say the day that this was announced, is a day long in coming. In fact, almost 22 years in coming. And what do I mean? Well, Jam Master Jay, cheers to you, brother. An anonymous Brooklyn jury found 2 men guilty of murder in the 2002 shooting death of Run DMC's star DJ Jam Master Jay this past week. During the trial, prosecutors alleged that Carl Jordan Jr. and Ronald Washington killed the famed DJ as an act of revenge for a failed drug deal. The pair were found guilty on charges of murder while engaging in narcotics trafficking, conspiracy, and firearm-related murder. Jam Master Jay, born Jason Mizell, of course, was on the 1s and 2s in Run DMC back in the 80s. And not only that, he gave the group its iconic look with everything from the Adidas to the fedoras, and even the one gold chain that he would wear too. Of course, Run DMC had famous hits like It's Tricky, It's Like That, and of course, the big hit they had, the remake of Aerosmith's Walk This Way. Later, Mizell started a record label, opened a studio in his old Queens neighborhood, and helped mentor young stars. One of them, of course, we all know, 50 Cent. Unfortunately, on October 30th of 2002, he was shot dead in his studio in front of others. And now we get to, well, I guess, feel as though some justice was served posthumously on his behalf. I'll start by asking this, since you are a Brooklyn native and this unfortunately happened on your beloved soil. What type of weight does Jam Master Jay carry in not just Queens, where Run DMC, of course, was born and they grew up, but all of New York, then and now?
He was one of the greatest to do it, man. Like Jam Master Jay, like people strive, like DJs strive to be like Jam Master Jay, and man, it was a sad day for hip hop when that happened to Jam Master Jay, and who knows what's the reason. People gonna allege that they did this because it was a bad drug deal, whatever. We will never know the truth. Like, Jam Master Jay is not here to defend his name. People can say whatever they want to say and try to tarnish his legacy. Who knows? Who knows? Like, again, he's not here to defend himself. So who am I to cast a stone? Listen, I know what you have to do and to survive in New York City. People,
Oh, yeah.
there's paths people choose. They might not be proud of that path. Whatever, man. This is it's life. It happens. I'm beyond where judging him for what he did. I'm gonna just celebrate his life, his music, because he did a lot for the community as well. He had charity events. He did. It's not like he didn't give back to the community. So I'm gonna remember him for all the positive things he did.
So why do you believe it took so long for this case to come to a conviction?
I don't know. Evidence, who knows? Witnesses coming and going. I don't know. I really didn't follow the case in detail. To me, I didn't actually didn't want to follow it because
I feel you.
I didn't want it to be like, oh no, he was selling us drugs, and I didn't want to hear all that, man. That's no reason to take someone's life.
No.
Like,
no.
Anyone out there who feels that unless it's just defending yourself and your family, you have no right to take anyone's life. Like,
100.
that's not. It's just regardless of what they've done to you. Like, unless they've harmed you physically, words are just words. But money, material things are just not. Just life is just too precious, man.
And because all I heard when it came to him was all the, like you said, all the good stuff. And to me, I was like, okay, he gets to relive the fact that he had a hand in making another star in 50. So I was like, cool. He's going to get a chance to see that. Because the very next year, Get Rich or Die Trying explodes. And so I'm thinking, man, he'll get a chance to see that, and he never did. How good should the family after seeing justice being served?
Feel real good, man. Like, the people who took his life away are gonna serve their time. There's nothing else we can ask for. Like, when you take someone's life, there's no coming back from that. So it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet because you see the people who took his life away go to jail, but it doesn't bring Jay back.
No. So this case was 21 plus years in event to conviction. What does this say about cases like Tupac's in Vegas and the Notorious B.I.G. in L.A. and other cold cases that involve hip hop celebrities like this.
What? That they don't care about hip hop artists? They don't care about black people? It's not nothing new. When they just look at it as killing each other. They don't look at it as anything else.
Say that, man. Oh man.
I know you won't say, but I said they look at it as killing each other. That's it.
Yeah.
And we just embrace that. We go with that. That's what we are. We kill each other. Like, y'all, what are y'all crazy? No. We out here exterminating ourselves. They're not doing anything about it.
No.
They're just making laws even more lax in some of these cities. And then you get idiots like Steven Jackson going back to O Block to rep O Block.
And be proud of it. Yeah.
Out of here with that, man. You got a big platform to change the world. And you decide to go show what? That you're a gangster? Come on. Be bitter, be bigger, be better than that.
Yeah.
You have a platform in Up in Smoke where you're touching thousands, hundreds to thousands of lives, young men who are checking you and Matt Barnes out. And you decide you want to go to O Block and rep and like, yeah, I'm hood. Out of here with that. We got our priorities all twisted.
And Jay, I hope that you're proud of your brothers. And I hope you're proud of hip hop, bro, because you were a heavy influence as to how the art form advanced and evolved. And I thank you, well, I should say, we thank you for being one of the most important pioneers in a music art form that we both love so much. Thank you, brother. And this episode will dedicate in your memory and your honor, bro. Love you, Jack.
Later, we will have Thoughts from the Throne. This is Mentality. Are you looking for something to do on your lunch break? Well, there's a show on the BS3 network that has only 4 words to say to you.
We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all. We ready. We ready.
The Lunch Break with AJ, powered by JM&E. Live weekdays at noon Central. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color of crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Welcome back to Mentality, where it is the ultimate masculine safe space with Wize and Cole. I am Cole Johnson. And here is something to ponder. Raymond Leon Scott. Yes, now you may not know that name, but you definitely know his handle. And that handle is Benzino. And he was responding to all of the criticisms about him getting emotional while speaking on Eminem on a February episode of Drink Champs. So last month, Benzino took to Instagram and to address why he began crying while speaking with Nori and DJ EFN about his long simmering feud with Eminem. In his post, the former Source magazine publisher shared a photo titled "Reason Why Crying is Good" and explained in his caption why he shed tears. Quote, "I had so much built up anger, frustration, and evil built inside of me. Not gonna lie, minus the alcohol, I needed that. And he really helped." Close quote. In another post, Benzino shared a post from a friend which read, quote, "I see a lot of people laughing at Benzino crying. I don't find that funny at all. I've seen killers get emotional and start breaking down in tears. Crying don't make you weak. Crying is just a human emotion. Don't get it twisted. Don't ever get it twisted. A brother will cry right before he'll push your stuff back." Close quote. I will begin by asking this, sir.
It's rap beef. It's rap beef. This is rap beef.
How can I agree with you. How can I phrase this? Why is Benzino's problem with Eminem being fixated on him so long?
Because the white boy makes him relevant. He makes him relevant. He keeps his name in the headlights. You go after the top dog. The top dog ain't Jay. The top dog ain't Nas. And you gotta go with the one who's most hated in the culture. Not by hip hop heads, right? But by disgruntled former hip hop artists who are upset that this white boy has come into the culture and turn it upside his head and refuse to acknowledge him as one of the top MCs.
Which is absolutely silly.
Is he my number one MC of all time? No.
It's not mine either.
He's in my top 10.
Same.
He might be in my top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. He might be in my top 5.
I'll put that.
But first of all, Benzino, dude, you like 90 years old, man.
Oh no. Why you have to go after
that? You still want to be doing hip hop beef. Rap beef, doing rap song, and Em didn't even try hard when he releases his response, which is still better than yours. He was right. You ain't got no neck. You ain't got no neck. So how are you gonna step in your neck?
He ain't got no nail, Lord. Now you're gonna have me look back at all Benzino stuff.
See, he has no neck.
And see he has no neck. Oh my gosh. Oh well. During his appearance on Drink Champs last month, Benzino had a lot to get off his chest regarding his beef with Eminem. The Boston native went on a passionate tirade about him and claimed that the Detroit native won't ever face or fight him. Quote, I know that, but how about I'll battle that fool? How about we put this to bed? 3-round battle where me and him battle rap, we have minutes and we battle. How about that? Just battle, no violence. And after that, we'll hug it out and let this stuff be over.
He should let this. Pardon me. He should let this Ben. Like Eminem wasn't thinking about Benzino. He wasn't thinking about Benzino. He forgot about that. He wasn't thinking about him.
Yeah, he did go to the next thing. He was like,
He
I'm on the
wasn't worried
next.
about, but for some reason, this Boston dude, he's gonna make me bring it out, man.
The following is a public service announcement from Wize El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wize El Jefe.
When you went on your forget everything Boston tirade, I'm surprised Benzino did not cross your mind.
Because he was irrelevant. I wasn't thinking about him. When I think of rap, I don't think about Benzino. I think of Edo G before I think of Benzino.
Oh, no, I do too. You got a point there. I do too. Oh Lord, he went back to Edo G and the Bulldogs. Oh,
I think of Edo G. I even think of Marky Mark before I think of Benzino.
Oh, that's cold. Why another white guy?
Because it's the truth. Ain't one song Benzino ever did that I should be like, oh man, that's like, nah, man, you local.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. So do you believe Benzino cares more about the hip hop community than Eminem?
Got me up.
What banger am I? What Benzino banger am I? Nothing.
Well, there was a BET Uncut hit that he put.
I think you need to, when I make this face like this, that's my Negro please look.
So he, of course, earlier set up all this stuff by addressing those who had a problem with him crying about Eminem. And the reason why was, well, he had all of this anger and he was still saying F Eminem and he really ain't for the community and he didn't appear at a person's funeral and all this jazz. And then all of a sudden, then later on in the program, he breaks down, he cries, and he's like, he doesn't hate the guy, he says. He doesn't hate him.
For me.
He doesn't, he said he doesn't know him to hate him. And he says he loves white people. Now, you know how we view a man being vulnerable. We don't clown people. We don't clown men who do that.
No. Listen. Is one thing being vulnerable. It's another thing being drunk and emotional over beef that makes no sense. You are jealous of another man.
Because I was going to ask, how would you view anyone crying under liquored up circumstances?
You are jealous of, like, you will not get this dude's, what was the emoji I sent you?
Eggplant. I'm sorry, eggplant.
Eggplant, yes. He won't get off of this man's eggplant whatsoever. I could probably, like, I don't know one Benzino song. And I'm not a big Eminem fan, right? I like Eminem.
I'm not either. Yeah.
But I can name you probably 20 of his songs.
Yeah.
Not one Benzino song. Not one. Not no features, no special features with anybody that made it hot. Nothing. And I love hip hop. Listen, I'm being bombarded by these Bostonians. I see these Dunkin' Donuts commercials everywhere with these dumb Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Now I gotta see this Bostonian crying his out. I'm being attacked by Boston all over. Every episode, we always have someone who's in trauma season. Every episode. It seems like every episode we have someone that's going through trauma season, and he is going through trauma season. Shout out to Poppy J on trauma season, by the way.
If you had Benzino on Stuck in My Mind, and you were like Nori in this situation, and that same scenario happened, how would you conduct the interview, and what would you say to Benzino?
It would never got to the point where we discussed the art. I would have delved more into why he's so angry. I would have focused on working on getting it out in a much better way than serving him alcohol. And listen, it's something deep rooted within him. I can't understand how you could hate someone that you don't know. But that's how people are nowadays. Like they hate you because of what you're doing, what you've accomplished. Do you hate him because he's had the rap career you want to have? Is that it? I would get into those kind of questions. Like, you know how like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, he could be the no neck of the Green Monster. I don't know where I get this shit from. It just comes out, man.
The no neck of the Green Monster? Oh, Lord.
Oh, the no neck of Fenway. Yeah.
Oh, so, yeah. Yeah, that's even better. The no neck of Fenway.
Yes.
Why does my brother hate Boston so much? Oh, my gosh. And now, thoughts from the throne.
All right, so I thought I would just rock my nephew's hat. My nephew I don't know why, but he decided, not Poppy J, my other nephew, when we went to Puerto Rico, he decided that he was going to purchase his uncles and his father a hat from Puerto Rico. And this is the hat he got me. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah. But so here's my thoughts from the listen, life is hard, man, but you really have to take every moment and cherish it, and those moments where I'm gonna always remember that moment that I had with my mom in the hospital where she said what she said, and even there in her last few days, she still had her sarcasm and she still had her sense of humor. So that helped me really accept fate and accept what was happening, and just cherish every moment, man. Love your family, love what you do, love everything. Don't be a Benzino. You gotta laugh at life, man. You really do. If not, it will beat you down and make you cry. Just thank you everybody for the support, man, and just appreciate life and be grateful that you're here to enjoy another day and enjoy another episode of Mentality.
I have been on this mission of trying to understand where my next creative endeavor was going to come and how it was going to be shaped. And I'll credit him by being the first to actually pointing it out to me. Because he actually said, yeah, you have another show in you. And I think it's time for you to start doing it. It's time for you to start actually focusing on building your brand. So barely, the fireworks were gone from New Year's Day. And this is what my brother charged me with to begin 2024. Fast forward 2 months, which would be obviously this past Friday. And a mutual friend of ours and a brother of mine called me, and he offered an opportunity for me to create something new and something different. And what did he end by saying to motivate me? It is time for you to build your brand. You know what I find amazing is that when you're around the wonderful people who want to see you win, they start to see things in you that you don't see in yourself, and they will almost parrot what the others will say without them knowing they're saying it. Allow your gifts to make room, because you're going to be spectacular if you really want to do something great. And those are thoughts from the throne. Anything you have left to say before we let our Mentality audience go?
No, I don't have anything right now.
Okay. All right. Thank you out there for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, and for hitting that notification bell so you can catch all content that emanates from the Real Wize TV YouTube channel and or the Comey Media YouTube channel. We totally appreciate it, and thank you for all the comments of the past week. We promise that we're going to give you more fire and more heat in the days, the weeks, and the months to come. For Wize and Leffy, I am Cole Johnson, here to say in parting, as we always do, our secret technique is that we always speak with mentality. See you next week.
Man, Boston and Dunkin' Donuts.
I knew he was going to say that.
That's 100.